Welcome to Above Par. I'm your host, Kathy Hartwood. I show you how to take more of your talent to the golf course without practicing harder, taking more lessons, or buying new equipment. I show you how to end the frustration of underperforming so you can start playing to your potential. This is where you are going to learn how to think above par so you can play below par. Let's get to it. Hello, my golf friend. Welcome back to Think Above Par. I am super happy that you are here, and I hope you're having a wonderful golf season, enjoying your experience, playing some 18 proud, talking nicely to yourself. That's what I want to talk about today. Have you ever called yourself a name on the golf course and just brush it off as like, I'm just kidding. I didn't really mean it. I just say that all the time. That wasn't serious, right? Spoiler alert, your brain doesn't think that's funny. Only you think it's funny. Or sometimes we'll do it for the people in our group just to kind of crack them up, be a little self-deprecating, a little humor for the group, because other people will laugh at it. But in this episode, I want to share a story about a client who, by dropping just a couple phrases that she said to herself on the golf course, transformed her whole round in her experience. I actually had the pleasure of her saying to me, I hate to admit it, but you were right, which I had to write down and say, on this day, she said I was right. But what she did was she stopped beating herself up and actually enjoyed golf and even felt good enough to stick around and socialize instead of bolt into the car, what she typically would do. So we're diving into every single word that you say about yourself matters and how harmless little jokes can quietly eat away at your confidence and what happens when you decide to try just one round, going through the round without trash talking yourself. Okay, so let me share a little bit about the story. So my client shared with me that she always calls herself a dumbass. She hits a bad shot. She goes, I'm such a dumbass, or that was a dumbass thing to do. And I said, those words matter. She goes, I'm not serious. I'm just kind of joking about it. And like I said, every single word you say is either moving you closer to confidence or further from confidence. Your brain has no idea that you're joking. If it doesn't feel great, you saying those things to you, they leave an impact. They poke holes in your confidence. Right? They're moving you further from the 3 C's. So they do matter. Even if you're doing it for the benefit of other people in your group, to be a little bit of self-deprecating humor, to lighten things up just a little bit. It's one of the things that we do as golfers, isn't it? Of just how we are self-deprecating. We beat ourselves up. That was stupid. I can't believe I did that. I'm a dumbass. I'm an idiot. I suck at this game. Everybody can relate to it as a golfer. We're kind of used to hearing it. If we weren't on the golf course and someone said that, it would stick out a little bit. But on the golf course, it's like, yeah, that's just the way. That's just the way we talk to ourselves. You even hear it on TV with the golfers, the tour players, kind of beating themselves up there when they hit bad shots, when the mics are on. So what she decided to do was to put it to a test. So she set an intention, which is what I want you to do at the end of this podcast. She set an intention to not say those words to herself. And if she heard it, because it is a habit, it's something that we do habitually because we don't pay any attention to it. We don't realize the impact of it. So we just keep doing it. So she was going to recognize it and then pivot, change to something different, or just let it go. So one of the things that she noticed was she actually enjoyed the round much more. She was having more fun. She enjoyed her experience. There wasn't as much effort to get back to a place of being calm, certain, or confident. She was already pretty close to it, even if she hit a bad shot. Typically what happens when you say negative things to yourself is it compounds. Think of it like a magnet. When you say a negative thing to yourself, and you hold it for a certain amount of time, another negative thought comes and it starts to create this momentum of us going in the wrong direction into this crappy scenario where we feel really bad about ourselves. If you were playing golf with your best friend, you wouldn't call your best friend a dumbass for hitting a golf shot, right? I hope not. But we do it to ourselves all the time. So she started to have more fun. Her experience changed. And because she wasn't creating all that negative momentum, where she was really beating the crap out of herself, she actually stayed and socialized afterwards. She stayed and had lunch, which typically she does not do. That's an action that happens when we're feeling defeated and not good enough, right? We want to isolate. So an action that we do, part of steer that I teach, is that we would go home. We would not socialize. We don't want to be around other people, especially if we shame ourselves. One of the things that we want to do is we want to shame ourselves and be by ourselves. We don't like to be around other people. So she hung around. She left it at the golf course. She connected with other people. And this is the other thing that happened, is that her results didn't change much. She didn't score dramatically better, but her experience was better. She had more fun, which isn't that part of it too? Yes. I mean, we like to shoot low numbers. We like to shoot great numbers. We're not going to do it all the time. But your experience on the golf course matters too. I mean, you're out there for 4 to 5, 6 hours at the golf course. Why would you want to spend 6 hours of your life feeling crappy? Beating yourself up when you have options that you're in control of. So while her score didn't change, she recognized another phrase where she says, I wasn't sharp today. And she realized at that moment that she was connecting her golf game to herself and her identity. And instead, she shifted it to my game wasn't sharp today. And those 2 words, I wasn't sharp today, to my game wasn't sharp today. Okay, I know that's more than 2 words, but the my game part is 2 words. That shift changed how she felt. It separated her from her golf game. It separated her from her score and the shots that weren't so pretty and the shots that didn't look so great and didn't go in the right direction. So this was her big takeaway. And I want this to be a takeaway too. I'm telling you this story so that you can look for some of this evidence in you and your golf game. She also had lots of evidence that self-talk does matter. Words matter. Just 1 or 2 words, shifting them, make a huge difference in your experience and how you feel about yourself and how you show up in the world. She also said she realized that self-talk was a habit. Her negative self-talk was a habit. And because it was a habit doesn't mean it wasn't doing damage, right? Just because we do it over and over again and we think, well, that's just what I do, doesn't mean that actually it's inflicting harm on us. It's affecting our results and our experience. And this is the thing that I loved hearing, and I want you to have the same experience for yourself, is once you have evidence, and she has evidence that shifting a thought can change the way that she gets to feel, then she can go out and look for other areas and other places to shift thoughts. She knows, and now she has evidence that it works. That's possible. Because sometimes we get stuck in these thought patterns and habits that we think that it's too hard. And sometimes it can be hard because there's 3 things that you can do once you notice a thought that's not working for you. Or you're going to notice a thought that's just not useful or beneficial, or it doesn't feel very good. Or you're wondering, like, why the heck am I saying that? I've been saying it for so many years, I've just never questioned it. And now that I question it, I'm wondering if it's something that I could shift. And what would happen if I shifted it or I changed it? Would I create a different result for myself? Would I feel better? Would I show up better? Would I socialize more? Would I not take it home and beat myself up? Would I not sulk for 3 days? Would I not shame myself? Right? We don't know until we have some evidence that we actually can do it. And that's why I love for you all to just start somewhere. Start at a simple thought that you want to shift or change and look for the evidence. See how much that changes your life, your golf game, how you feel. And then start going, oh, this is fun. It's a game. Let me do it wherever I can. But there's 3 things that you're going to do with the thought once you notice it. You get to decide, I want to keep it. Right? People will argue for their crappy thoughts all the time with me. And I'm like, if you want to argue for that thought that you suck, you go ahead, you keep it. If you want to argue for the thought that you don't matter or you're not good enough, keep it. You get to keep it. You get to keep it. But you're also going to notice thoughts that really do serve you that you want to keep. Like, I'm pretty good at putting. Or I'm a pretty resilient golfer. Or I know how to score when I'm not hitting it very well. Those are thoughts that you might have some evidence of being true, but also they serve you. I'm going to keep them. You might notice a thought that you just want to dump. I see it. Nope, I'm not going to think it. And that's what she did, is she noticed a thought that she said, I'm a dumbass. And she goes, I'm just going to not say that today. I'm dumping it. I'm letting it go. But you got to be self-aware, right? You got to notice a thought first. Or you're going to find a thought that needs some shifting, some tweaking. That's going from, I wasn't sharp today, to shifting it to, my game wasn't sharp today. It could be, I never play well in tournaments, to shifting to, sometimes I play well in tournaments. For me, it was shifting that I'm always going to struggle with my putting to, it's possible I could putt well today. Now, when we shift a thought, I'm just going to offer up, that's where our cognitive dissonance, where we have 2 opposing thoughts at the same time, comes in and gives us a little bit of a headache. You've got to be willing to go through that. You have to anticipate it. If you don't anticipate it, your brain's going to sit there and go, screw this, we're not doing this. I have a headache. I need Advil. Like, no. Give me back my old thought. It's comfortable. It's familiar. It doesn't hurt my head. It doesn't take energy to change. That's what your brain wants to do. That's what your brain wants to talk you into doing. All right, my friend, I just wanted to share that story with you because so many great things came out of that conversation that I had with her. One, I got to be right, and she got to tell me that because she doesn't like to do that. But also she got to witness shifting thoughts, changing self-talk, even when it's a habit, and how it totally changed her experience and how she felt about herself. And I want you to have that too. So go out and practice. Look for those thoughts that don't serve you. Look for the negative self-talk that you say to yourself that you think doesn't really matter, but it does. And just as an experiment, decide to drop it just for one round and let me know what happens. All right, my friends, have a beautiful week and I'll talk to you next Wednesday.